Hi, welcome back. We're doing things a little differently today. We're going to do a video on the upcoming Wing Chun Illustrated issue 35 article that I wrote. But the video that we do to supplement that article, we're going to take a little bit of a different format. I'm going to do it sort of like what we call live. So there won't be a lot of heavy editing. It's going to be more informal, more like I actually teach in class. It's going to be held here at my school in Atlanta, so the video will be out of there and you probably will recognize it. But we're going to do a little less post-processing. We're going to move into the live streaming once they get fast enough internet here at my location. We're going to move into live streaming. So we're setting up the environment for that, and that includes now doing these videos in a more sort of natural, unprocessed method. So what that means is there's going to be a lot more mistakes. Things are going to happen in real time. People are going to get punched and fall down. It'll be just like class. We're going to have a great time. Mistakes are going to happen. We're going to have some fun with it. And you'll get to see all of that. So we're not going to do too much editing and cutting so that you get to actually get to experience things a little more like we actually do them here in class. So for the Wing Chun Illustrated issue 38 that we just did, we talked about not trading. We talked about how to deliver a respectable fist and not get a trade, not get knocked down in the process. So how do we actually do that? There's a couple things that are important to bring up, and they go around specifically how do we know when the Chi Sao drill is over. Please don't move the live camera, move the non-live camera. So that's the first thing now you see. See, this is what happens when we do it live. Normally I cut that out and then I punch them afterwards, but now you get to see that, but you don't get to see me punch them afterwards. That I'll do afterwards. So we want to talk specifically about when we play the Chi Sao, how do we know when the Chi Sao drill is over? And there's some confusion around this. And this gets to the heart, starts as one of the first elements, starts to get to the heart of how do we deliver a respectable fist. And we're going to play a little bit of Chi Sao. I'm going to ask Tony to come on in here. Tony, come on in here. Normally we'll just cut that, and he'll appear magically. But now you get to see how it's actually done in real life. He actually just walks on. So it's a little less exciting, but it's a little closer to how things are actually done. If we're playing some Chi Sao here, there's a couple things. First, if I get in and I hit, and I've got some bend, some room in my arm, so that I've hit here, I've got some room in my arm so that when I extend fully, I go through him a bit and cause the damage. So that's one approach. So if I see someone to play the Chi Sao and they hit and there's a bit of bend in the arm, then that means that they could deliver a fully extended hit, which would end the game. Chi Sao's over. He got in, he had a hit, it was there was room left, bang. Some people play a little bit differently. Some people play based on a fully extended arm. Okay, there's fully extended. Because the punch has to fully extend in order to do the job. So the fully extended arm, there it is. It hits. If I want to deliver power, then I'm going to use my feet to adjust the angle. So if I'm here, I have less power. And if I'm here, I have more power. So my power is depending on where my foot lands. If I do this and I hit here, I'm in too close, but I extend my fist, then that's how I control my power. But there's some confusion here. And I'll give two examples, even though there's a lot of examples. In this case, I do this, I've got some room left. And this guy might think, oh look, the arm's not fully extended. That means he's too close. That means he will have to push. So because the arm isn't fully extended, the punch isn't finished, and because the punch isn't finished, Chisao's not over, and because Chisao's not over, he's allowed to now counterpunch. So we end up with a trade. And by the same this is normally where I cut, and I say, cut, what's that damn word I'm looking for? By the same, what we've got here is a long punch that I think is good. I think, oh, this is a great punch. It's fully extended, it's on target, I've got the right amount of power that I want, not too much, not too little. But Tony's going to think, oh, well, there's that long, fully extended arm. He's essentially out of rope. So he can't deliver power with that. So if he thinks I can't deliver power, he doesn't think Chisao's over, so he pulls that hand out and he fires it and we get a trade. That's no good either. So our different understandings of when Chisao's over, when we're in position, that is a great punch or a respectable punch. We have different ideas about that, and those different ideas are going to cause things to get heated, because whichever one I do, if he doesn't respect it, he's going to throw the counter punch. I'll be like, what are you doing? I had this in, it was there first, it hit, it had a lot of power, the distance was great, I fully extended, I did everything right, and you punched me. So I'll get angry. And by the same token, I step in, I'm like, okay, I got this. And then he doesn't respect this nice, oh, it's beautiful, look at how much power, oh, I'm going to kill him when I let this go. He doesn't respect it, so he fires, and then he hits me. And he fires, oh, and then I'm like, what are you doing? I hit you. No, you didn't. So then we get angry with each other. So it's important to understand what is a respectable punch in the eyes of the people doing Chisao. And within the same school, that's easily defined. Within different schools, that gets a little confusing. But there's a solution. That's what we're going to talk about today. And the solution is understanding, making the other person understand what is a respectable punch. And one of the ways to do that is with trapping. So in the first drill, what I'd like you to do, let's go this way a little bit, yeah. In the first drill, what we're going to do is try to do some technique, whether you use this punch or this punch, it doesn't matter, but put the opponent in a position where they can't actually have a hand to throw a counter. Fully trapped, whether you hit them or not, that doesn't matter. Put them in a position where they can't have a counter. Yeah, no hand is free to throw the counter. Of course, Tony's helping a little bit here, but that's which is fine. So if we play this a bit, and now don't be a little bit less helpful. Yeah, that one should have flew because there's some space there, so let him throw that. Yeah, there we go. Now we're having some fun. So there's control here, complete control of his hands. So he doesn't have a free one to punch with. So that's the first drill we're going to play. Complete trapping. It doesn't matter whether you use this punch or this punch, doesn't matter at that point. They're completely trapped up. So if you hit with this one or this one, doesn't matter, they're trapped. You use whatever punch you want, and they're going to respect it. Well, they might not, but they can't really do anything about it anyway, so that's fine. So the second drill we're going to play, oh, actually, the second drill we're going to play is a longer distance drill. We start 2 steps apart, 2 steps being 1 step, 2 steps. We'll start 2 steps apart. And it's the same drill as before, but now I'm not going to get our hands all involved. So what I want to do is just step into him and trap his hands so there's no free one to come at me. So when I'm finished, he's completely trapped up. So no free hands, and I have one to hit with. So that's the second drill. We'll call this My Saint John. And you can play this drill and try to do trapping. When you get good trapping, good control of the balance, when you have those things, no problem to which punch you actually want to use, no problem. This becomes important because when it comes to trading, we'll go back to Chi Sao here just for a second. When we play our Chi Sao, getting a punch in first is not enough. Because if I get a punch in first and he doesn't respect it, this one's going to come at me. Yeah, somehow. It doesn't matter how. It's going to come at me. That's no good. So I can't just be fast. Because he won't recognize that as a respectable punch. So sticking and trapping is an important piece of being able to deliver a respectable punch. Because if you don't have sticking and trapping and control, it's going to be difficult to land something that's got some real meat on it, if you pardon the pun. So the second drill, I should say the third drill that we want to play for this, within this context, within this learning bundle, this article that we're writing. The third one is actually a little more exciting. And what I'm going to do for this one, what we want to do is play our Chi Sao in a way that actually delivers a respectable punch. So we'll play our Chi Sao, here we are playing Chi Sao, we'll do this, and he does this, and he does that, and we're playing, and then, then I get a respectable hit. There. So we get a respectable hit. There it is. And we play our Chi Sao, and then, see, he didn't land a respectable hit. Looked nice, but it wasn't respectable, so I gave him one that he respected. And if he doesn't respect it, then the next one, I encourage him to respect it a little more. See, after the first one, he's like, oh, I'd better respect that one, because if I don't, he's in a bad position. Because the first one, two-handed technique, it went in clean, it hit fairly hard, and I had a good line for the next one. So he's like, better respect that one, or the next one's going to come in heavier. Perfect. That's exactly the way the drill should work. So just keep playing until the other person recognizes that it's a respectable punch. And it doesn't matter, in this case, we're playing the Chi Sao. It doesn't matter whether it's this one, whether I'm not extended. Okay, respectable. What are you going to do? There it was. Or this one. Oh, respectable. See how see this is blocked? Oops. Hey, don't look down. That's what happens. That's what happens. Normally I would have cut that out and saved it for later and made a laugh track that we'd watch during class. But now you guys get to enjoy the laugh track. So there's the punch. So this is respectable now. He can still throw that. He can lift that up and throw it, but he knows that it'll make me angry. And then that next one, because he's throwing from not a great position, so the next one's going to come in a little bit heavier. Does that make sense? So that's all I'd like to say about the drills and about the trapping and having a respectable hit for this video, for this lesson. Once again, I thank you all for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again. Until then, bye for now. Let's roll out a little bit of Chi Sao. Tony, come on in here. We're just going to play those drills a little bit, and we'll use that to roll us out of here. Good. You ready? Oh boy, how exciting. Oh, that was a great one. What happens?